Nikki Lane is here at Rock the Garden. How are you?
Thanks for having me. I know, and I heard everybody I've run into that we're friends with here says you guys are still playing it a lot, and it's a year old, so that feels really good.
Yeah, it's a great record.
Yeah, I think you guys were one of the first stations to like take a chance on my first record, and to have the support all the time. It's like we were looking at it the other day in an interview. I've been here I think 8 times in 3 years.
Wow.
I don't think there's a city we like more.
Well, great, and we love you here in Minneapolis, St. Paul.
That all works out very well. Well, obviously, you've spent plenty of time here. What else has the last year been like since you put out Highway Queen? Has it been nuts?
It's been pretty good. It lived up to its name. We've been driving around in a lot of circles, So, but I was telling Jill earlier, we just got a place in Austin halftime. And so, actually, 2 of my favorite fans from St. Paul were staying there in my Airbnb last night. They had to miss our show because they were down there. But we've been hiding out down there. We're living in the backyard of a Roadhouse that 2-step music plays every night. And
do you guys go over?
That sounds dangerous. I mean, if there's a Roadhouse literally in your front yard.
It only sells beer, so it's not that dangerous.
Okay, I don't know.
I know, but so we were actually like learning about country music. I talked about, I wanted to be a country singer. It leans a lot towards rock and roll, which is good. A lot of people say they don't like country music, but they listen to me or whatever. But I wanted to figure out some of the roots in the back end of that, and so we're learning. And right now, Jonathan Tyler, my boyfriend, he's already recording down there. We put a studio together in the house in this backyard, and so we'll go and see the traditional folk night, and then he'll have this guy playing fiddle the next night on a recording at the house.
Oh,
and
wow.
So we're having a great time, and so I'm juggling that with coming out on the road, coming to see you guys, and making circles, and it's been a really fun way to pursue a next record.
Well, obviously, spending a ton of time on the road. Do you ever if you're gonna be that much of a road dog, if you're gonna do this, obviously it's what you wanted to do it. But people always think it must be nice to have all this success because that's when the real work starts. Though,
yeah.
When you get this success, do you need a break? Have you had a chance to take any downtime at all?
We were gonna go last year to Cuba for our vacation, but then Hurricane Harvey happened, and we ended up in Houston bringing donations because our vacation was flooded out. So we haven't taken a vacation in 2 years, but I feel like we've created. There's certain festivals like the Outlaw Music Festival that's like the cruise ship, and then we go to Steamboat. So we've created these environments where our break becomes like a trip, but like a week of having a good time and playing a couple shows. But that's what I was saying. I would need to slow down for this. I want to make the next record in Texas at home, chill. You know what I mean? So, but it's hard because what's good is that the offers are coming in. So it's like, do I want to hop on a plane for 2 hours and play for the Current? Yeah. And so it's like I said, somebody's going to have to lie at some point at the agency and say that we're already booked, and then I'll have that break.
Okay.
But until then, you adapt. Things change. Your relationships at home. Like I was joking, my sister got married last year based on our tour schedule.
Oh, funny.
She was fine with, but.
Still.
Come on. So, so I'm trying to cause less of that in my direct, my immediate family. But it's fun.
We are talking with Nikki Lane, live from Rock the Garden at the Walker Arts Center. Now, you just mentioned the Outlaw Country Cruise, which, Brian, remember I was looking at the website one morning and I was totally bummed out because it looked like there was a waiting list already because so many people want to go. And I just wonder, you also said that you've heard people say, I don't like country music, but I like rock music and I like what you're doing. So how do you feel about that word outlaw? Because I think it relates to a lot of people like Jason Isbell and Sturgill Simpson and Margot Price and what you're doing.
Yeah, and it's tricky because it's like on the one hand, it's not. It gets taken loosely, and so a lot of people are critical of the fact that they're naming bands that aren't really outlaw, and that could be insulting to Waylon and Willie. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But I keep saying it's just kind of like when we talk about music and genres, it's just about vocabulary and how many words are there, and so I don't sound like country music, and I don't necessarily sound like, you know what I mean? I'm hung in between country, Americana, a little indie, and so outlaw embodies a spirit that goes alongside of something in between that, and it's just the most appropriate term right now. Find me another one. You know what I mean? I always joke cosmic country or something like Graham Parsons.
Sure.
There is room for what we all really are. You know what I mean? Because Jason Isbell got sober, so that's half the outlaw thing, right? Is being out of control. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
So it's there's a term I think for all of us that's a little bit left of center compared to maybe the term Americana that is maybe just yet to be defined. Maybe we make it up here.
We're talking to Nikki Lane backstage at Rock the Garden 2018. Music about to get underway. Nikki and her band taking the stage at 3:45. I want to peel back the curtain just real quickly before we let you go. So obviously you have country music in your veins, Americana, whatever you'd like to call it, cosmic country, outlaw country. Was there ever a time early in your musical development, like something that you don't ever like to talk about, like an embarrassing new wave cover band or anything like that?
Well, that's the thing is, I don't like. I listen to old country, but I didn't even start listening to that till I was 25. Like, maybe it's not even embarrassing, but like I saw lots of the Morrissey nights when he played in LA, maybe the third Coachella, but with Radiohead. I'm a huge, now the bands I listen to, the Growlers, I'm trying to think of who's really good. The Big Thief is like one of my favorites. Like there's nothing country about them. So I think I'm constantly pulling in little things. I don't know about embarrassing. Embarrassing to me is my mom took me when I was 10 years old to see Bon Jovi.
Yeah.
And she gave me a throwaway camera. And I took 24 photos of his butt. So that's my that's early signs.
That's embarrassing. That's like a
into an
legendary
album.
story right there.
I'm gonna track them down because it was like at the Carowinds theme park or something. So I bet they look great. I can picture we're probably wearing the same jeans right now. Me and the ones Bon Jovi had on that night.
Oh, that is funny. Nikki Lane, again, the latest record is Highway Queen, and we've just been loving it. So thanks for coming to Minneapolis, and thanks for playing Rock the Garden.
That's my pleasure. I hope to see you again.